What's going on, everybody? So today we have the Jordan Bred 1 2016s a little bit earlier than the release date, but we have them in hand. Tan, you already know, in Hype Talk we made a video just solely talking about how excited we were about these dropping, and they're here. They're here. All right, y'all ready to get into this? Let's go. All right, Tan, so what do you think about these, man? We saw them when we were in Foot Locker recently. The manager brought them out, showed us the pairs. What'd you think about them, man?
Overall, man, in my opinion, they did it right. I remember earlier you mentioned that the red was a little darker than you like, but I feel like they mimicked the OG the best. They even got the little lining.
This guy's talking to like he actually seen a pair of OGs in person, man.
I mean, you know, they did it justice, man. They made it look like a real OG with the higher cut. They even got the little sample product label inside the shoe. And one thing that stood out for me was that the tongue. The tongue is very different from all the other ones that released in the past. It's got that spongy OG-like, almost like the Nike Dunk.
Yeah. I think the execution as far as the little details, I feel like Jordan Brand pays attention to the details as far as, you know, the white sole being like the OGs. My favorite part of these sneakers definitely has to be this high cut. I'm a big fan of high cut Jordan 1s. I do not like the mids. That's why I didn't really like the band ones that came out a few years ago. I like this high cut. That's why I like the fragments, the Chicago ones. I feel like the high cut Jordan 1s just look way better with jeans. They just look way better.
Speaking of cuts, the 2013 Breds, Shadows, and the Royals also didn't have this high cut like you mentioned, the Chicagos and like the fragments.
Yeah, and we also got to talk about the red, man, because my reference for the red that I really like is on the 01 Jordan 1s. You know what I mean? I really like how vibrant the red was. It just pops. But when I saw these in person, man, I was like, man, the red is cool, but it just doesn't got that pop that I like. You know what I mean? It's not like a bad red, but it's just not that vibrant red that when I want a Bred sneaker, I want that red to look like fire. You know what I mean? I want it to look like that flame emoji.
I kind of feel like you like the 2001 Breds because Kanye wore them, and he didn't wear the 94s and the OGs.
Maybe, man, maybe. But if I were to have to choose, though, as far as cut of the sneaker versus the color of the sneaker, I'm gonna have to go with cut. That is how much I take into consideration the cut of the sneaker, and I really appreciate that in these. And one thing that I also appreciate, man, is just the quality of the leather. The leather is on point.
It's got the tumbled leather, as you guys can see on the toe box and the swoosh and in the back. I thought the whole shoe was gonna be tumbled leather. But it looks like it has tumbled leather, and the black is actually kind of more of a normal smooth leather.
And speaking of the tumbled leather, you know what I really like is the tumbled leather is incorporated into the toe box. And when you're creasing the toe box and whatnot, the tumbled leather is gonna kind of give it like a more natural look. It's not like it's all smooth and then you're creasing it. It has tumbled leather, so I feel like the tumbled leather on the toe box and then the swoosh was a nice detail. I feel like Jordan Brand is doing a good job at sticking to the essence of what makes these sneakers hot. You know what I mean? They ain't throwing no like
classic.
Yeah, they're keeping it classic. They ain't throwing an X on it and no more. You know what I mean? They're trying to listen to the people. I think because they know Adidas is coming up, so they got to pull out all the bangers as far as sneakers go.
Yeah, that's true. This is the one shoe out of the whole Jordan series that can just be itself and just classic look, and it'll sell out.
As far as retail price, $160, Tan. That's not a bad price, right?
I mean, we're only saying it's not a bad price because we're comparing it to like the recent retros that are 220, 200 bucks. But remember, these are Jordan 1s. Usually Jordan 1s are like $100.
Super cheap. 160 bucks. That's not a bad deal if you could get them for 160 bucks, which is retail. What do you recommend to the audience out there that is trying to get them for that price?
The best chance you're gonna probably have is to enter a raffle at your local Foot Locker or Champs. You know, you gotta go into the mall. There's gonna be a certain day of the week or week before they release. Everyone enters, put your name down, a little piece of paper, provide your ID. They put your phone number down. If they call you, if you don't pick up, they're just gonna skip to the next person.
Yeah, they're not gonna try to reach you again. They don't care.
Even if you call back and be like, and they'd be like, oh, it's Foot Locker, be like, oh, they're not gonna be like,
man.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys are on top of it. Like Tan said, you gotta go in prior to the release date, put your name down, your size. They're gonna call you back if your name got selected. And that's how people enter raffles. Sometimes a lot of people don't really know. It's that simple, you know? And there's another option that you could do. Even if you want these early, there are legit sellers that sell these earlies. I got these from a legit seller named Fine Line 1721. Not 1730, he says 1721. All right, Fine Line 1721. he hooked these up, all right? You know, there are sellers out there that have legit pairs early, but you just gotta be really careful out there. You know, if the deal is too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Definitely do your research, see who is getting legit pairs and whatnot, and I would definitely recommend Fine Line. I co-sign him as someone that gets legit early pairs on these.
And that's another tip too, is if Richie Lee is co-signing and other sneakerheads with a good reputation is co-signing another reseller, most likely that's a legit site. All right, Rich, I know it's gonna be tough to get these for retail, so let's hit them with the resale value as of now.
I'm actually gonna have to say $450 because what surprised me was on the 2013 pair, those reached at one point like $700. Like people are not afraid to pay a lot of money for the Bred ones.
That's true.
Who knows? They might reach up to the price. A lot of people are like, you know, it might be kind of low because they are GRs, but I have heard they are not GRs. They are not general release. Sneaker stores are not getting a lot of these.
Yeah, man, I feel like a lot of people are real hesitant to pay those pre-sale prices because they probably think that their local Foot Locker or Champs are gonna be getting a lot, but they're not general release. Like Richie mentioned.
I have heard that they are pretty limited though. Foot Lockers are only getting like 20 to 30 pairs.
I know our local Foot Locker is getting about 30 pairs, so that tells you kind of how limited they are.
All right, guys, thank you for checking out that video on the 2016 Bred 1 Jordans right here. This is an early pair that I got from Fine Line 1721. Make sure you guys check out his website. And like I said, man, the Bred ones, I've said it in numerous videos before, my favorite sneakers of all time. I feel like they did these right. You know, I like the high cut of the sneaker, I like the materials and whatnot. And I plan on beating these, man. I plan on wearing them a lot, and I'm a fan of these, man.
Yeah, for me, I feel like they did a real good job mimicking the OG look, the tumbled leather with the spongy tongue, even got the white lining inside the shoe as well as the sole. So they did a real good job as far as making it look real OG.
All right, guys, thank you for checking out that video. Thank you to Tang from Hype Talk. Make sure you guys check out his Instagram. He has a lot of fashion pics. And if you guys want to pick up a pair, I left a link in the description box below for you guys. Fineline1721.com is the website. Make sure you guys check them out. There you guys have it. And until next time, we out.
Peace.
All right, guys, thank you for checking out that video. Make sure you guys check out this video. Also check out this video. This is the Hype Talk that we originally did talking about the Bred ones and how excited we were. It's kind of crazy. They came out of nowhere, kind of.
That's true.
Make sure you guys leave a comment down below. What do you guys think the resale price will be for these Bred ones? Do you guys plan on copping them? Do you think they're worth it? Are they the best Jordans of all time? Let me know down in the comments below. And that's pretty much it. And until next time, we out.
Peace.